So can you see the red light flashing? That red light flashing in the mirror? Sorry for the shakes, but I got the, this is on 9x magnification and I'm holding it in my hand, so yeah, even your heartbeat makes it jump. But anyway, that little mirror is something I got not too long ago. Now I did a video many months ago, a couple years ago maybe, even, that I showed using a mirror in this way, but I have since upgraded to a better mirror that was dirt cheap on Amazon. I'll leave a link to it down in the description for the video. But what I did was mounted it up here in the sleeper berth. And you can see this particular mirror has a clamp and a gooseneck. And I wedged it underneath, so I lifted the upper bunk a little bit and then just let it drop down on the top of that clamp. And this thing has been through all sorts of different potholes and roads and stuff, and it hasn't budged. So it's a great thing, because then, when you're getting loaded, you can just kind of hang out here in the bunk and not have to worry about getting up every 5-10 minutes to go check your damn light. I don't even have to lift my head off my pillow. I just glance up at my mirror, and of course it's a little harder on the phone because it has to adjust to all that intense bright light. But you can see right there, it's flashing red. They're loading me. And once you get it in kind of a sweet spot, and that really is kind of a sweet spot up there, and once you have that mirror angled correctly, then the only other thing you'll ever have to do is sometimes you have to adjust your driver's side mirror just a little bit. You have to kind of either tilt it up a little bit or down, usually up a little bit, to capture the light. But it's pretty easy and quick to set that when you're pulled in. And yeah, it's a very handy little thing, so I thought I'd share it again. Well, good morning and happy Thursday, October 12, and we are rolling again. We are on Interstate 35 heading south. We're just, I don't know, about 20 miles or so north of Des Moines. And once we hit Des Moines, we're going to hit Interstate 80 west to continue our trip out to Shelby, Iowa. And last night I made it as far as one of my favorite rest areas on I-35 in Dows, Iowa, D-O-W-S, Iowa. And it's a very nice, big, newer built rest area. Very clean, very nice, lots of spaces. And if that gets filled up, there's a new BP truck stop that is literally right across the street from it, with an Arby's and all that good stuff. So, and they've got parking over there too. So it's a good spot if you're looking to shut down at night. So I rolled in there late. It was already dark, and I took off out of there while it was already dark. So started the day off in some pretty heavy rain, and the rain has cleared up now. It is still kind of blustery and windy and overcast and gray and kind of stormy looking, as you can see. But humanity has sprung back to life, as you can see by the traffic. Everybody is going on their way to work. We are in our office already, so there we go. But we are heading to Shelby. Like I said, we're going to do a drop and hook in Shelby, Iowa at the Menards DC. And my rockstar dispatcher has already sent me my next plan, which is one of the greatest things in the world about this company. You rarely will find any time where you don't know at least one load out where you're going, and sometimes more. So that's a really nice thing as a driver. But we are going to be picking up a loaded trailer to bring to a store location that we've been to before, the store down in Springfield, Missouri, which is great because I could probably shut down in their parking lot like I did the last time, and that would be great. And the only downside is that path from Shelby, Iowa down to Springfield, Missouri takes us through Kansas City. And Kansas City is just not the greatest place in the world as far as drivers are concerned. At least that's been my experience. But we will see. Hopefully we can get our brand new, shiny, no damage on it anywhere truck through the Kansas City area without any scratches, dings, dents, or anything else, any other types of calamities that might ensue. So we will see. And yeah, that's about it. Just a boring update from the world's most boring driver. But hey, for some reason or another, I'm still, despite of the fact that I'm just unbearably boring, I'm still a YouTube sensation. I can't figure it out. Oh, rain, 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 and more rain in Iowa today. But even with the rain and the gray skies, which are actually starting to clear, thankfully, it is really beautiful out here. I do love the state of Iowa. It's just so pretty. And especially when you start getting out, pushing out towards western Iowa, the landscape changes, you know, which is true of all the states. You know, different parts of every state, you know, the topography changes, the landscapes change. And I love it when you're coming out here to Shelby, when you start getting these like really long up and down kind of rolling hills going, and you reach these crests where you can see all the way, you know, like miles out in front of you. You can see the road just kind of rocking and rolling going down, and all the country on either side. It's just beautiful. So anyway, we are 31 miles from Shelby. We'll be there in another 25 minutes or so, give or take, and we'll do our little drop and hook. And I am hoping that maybe this will be the end of the rain, so we will see. Okay, here we are, Shelby, Iowa, Menards Distribution Center. Once again, we have checked in with the fine folks in the office, and they would like to have this trailer dropped. This time not on a door, just in a drop row, which is great. Fine by me. I'm good either way. We are going to bring this over to row 1. So let's do that. Row 1 is this one coming up here where this intermodal truck is currently backing himself into. And we want to go all the way down to the end. She said if we could find a spot all the way at the end, because that is the best place for their yard drivers to grab it for what they need to do. I said, I am just fine with that, no problem. I'll put it wherever you want it. So let's go all the way down to the end of row 1. Park this thing. I already know where my loaded is. That is the beauty of Menards DCs. They make it absolutely as easy as pie to get in and get out. Now we did have that one rare exception. What was that, yesterday? God, one day blends into the next. No, that was the day before yesterday. And yeah, it happens. You know, they were short-staffed, I'm sure. I'm going to do a super easy back. This is called swing her all the way around and straight back it. She said she wanted it all the way at the end of row 1. I am putting it all the way at the end of row 1. Not a problem. We will do that. And there we are. End of row 1 it is. Oh, there are rocks over there. Ooh, I probably shouldn't put it in the rocks, huh? And here I was all set to do a straight back. Didn't notice those big ass rocks. We want to avoid the big ass rocks. There we go. It's still kind of a straight back. call that straight-ish. Why do I keep switching into neutral? I don't know. I don't think Freightliner has changed the paddle shifter, the curl knob that you shift with. I don't think they changed it, but for some reason or another I keep switching this truck into neutral. It's kind of like when you get a new motorcycle and you're not quite sure of the distance through neutral. So you end up being one of those guys for like a week or two that because instead of hitting second gear, you hit neutral. Whoops! Yeah, it's kind of like that. Anyway, we are here. We are landed. We will drop, and more later. All right, we are dropped. Now it's time to hook. And our trailer should be over in this first facing row to our left. Row E is an Echo. And we are looking for trailer 35322. And in case anybody has ever noticed and cares about what is scribbled in the top left-hand part of my windshield, well, I always jot down the trailer, the current trailer I'm going to be running or am running, and the load number directly underneath it. So I have that written down kind of in front of me, because a lot of the stuff you do in the tablet, you need that info. And from one trailer to the next and one load to the next, you just, the numbers just become blurs. You can't remember what you did 5 hours ago. So I write it there with the handy dandy dry erase marker. Write it right up there. And when I'm done with it, use my thumb and erase it and put the next one on there. So let us see if we can find our trailer. I think I spotted it here earlier. 15818, I think I brought that trailer here. It's probably been halfway around the country and back in the meantime, but let's see here. 35322, this one is it, I believe. Yep. That is our baby. And let's get under this sucker. It looks a little high. I'm gonna drop this one down. Anyway, let me do my job here. Okay, we are Springfield bound with our next loaded trailer going down to Springfield, Missouri. We are on I-29 going south, and Omaha is just off to our right and behind us, meaning we've already passed by Omaha. And yeah, the state of Nebraska, though, is pretty damn close. It's right over there, a few miles to the right. And we are heading down, and what an unusual day it is today, with all this rain and then breaks in the cloud and rain again. It's just, I don't know, one of those days where it's like kind of surreal. A little while back, it felt like it was like 6 p.m., something like that, and it was like 10 o'clock in the morning just because of the lighting, so, and all the clouds. But anyway, we are making our way down. We're making great time. Hopefully, knock on wood, that stays. We should be down there in another 5 hours. I got 7 on my drive clock and 9 on my 14, so I've got what looks to be well enough time, more than enough time, but you never know what you're going to encounter in trucking. So let's hope that stays that way. And my plan is to hit the store, let them offload the trailer, and then I'm just gonna park in their lot and stay there overnight. Last time I was there, I did the same. And yeah, just motoring our way down. This is trucking. Lots of just drive, but the scenery sure is cool. I'm hoping the side view cameras are picking some of it up. I will see this weekend when I'm editing.
The next day.
Well, happy Friday, everybody. It is October 13th, and guess what? It's raining. Now, there's something we haven't seen in a while. My God, this entire week, this entire month, it seems like it's just always raining. Anyhow, it makes for, makes for uneventful video. So, unfortunately, video just doesn't look great when it's raining, right? So, what's the point? But I do want to put something out there because, hell, that's what I do, right? So, anyhow, we made it to our Menards store yesterday evening as planned. Thankfully, we had that extra time built in because there was quite a bit of traffic on the way down through Kansas City. There was traffic, and then as we got closer into Springfield, there was a whole bunch of construction, so a few exits were basically parking lots for a while. So it actually made it a little bit more of a tighter squeeze than I had anticipated, but all was good. We got there, got offloaded, and then I just promptly pulled around into their front parking lot and shut down there in the Menards store's parking lot off on the side. And it was actually a store that I've never been to, so I had no idea that there are actually two Menards stores in Springfield, Missouri. I didn't realize that Springfield was large enough to warrant two stores, but they have two stores. So, and they are on opposite sides of the greater Springfield, Missouri area. So the store I had been to previously, this was a new one. So now I've been to both of them. So that was cool. And my rock star dispatcher, he did his magic and arranged for a pickup for me this morning, which was literally like within 10 minutes of that Menards store. Some plastic manufacturer, they make some sort of moldings or something like that that's going to a seed and grade company in Illinois. So I went there, and it was just raining nonstop and gray and gloomy. Got loaded up, and we are now on I-44 heading up towards St. Louis. We'll go through St. Louis, we'll pick up 55, and we will head back to the terminal in Plainfield. So it's pretty much a straight shot, and yeah, then I'm going to shut down in Plainfield. I'm going to go home. I'm going to enjoy my weekend, and I will come back on Monday morning with this trailer still attached and deliver it. I think the Atkinson, Illinois is where it's going, which is about 100 miles, 100-ish miles away from Plainfield. So I already have my first Monday delivery attached to me, so I love it when that happens. I love carrying a trailer over the weekend because then Monday morning you don't have to worry about scrambling anywhere. You're already hooked up, and you pre-trip and go, so it's super easy. Makes Mondays a lot less stressful and a lot easier. So I always like it when he's able to do that. So kudos to him, my rockstar dispatcher. He's awesome and very, very good at what he does. So shout out to you. And yeah, so that's about it. We're just driving through the gray, dismal weather, and at least we're in the Ozarks, and it is very pretty. Not that you can see much of it in this weather, but stunning landscapes in the Ozark, and always a pleasure to drive through here. So that's it for now. I'm just making my way back home.